guys, welcome back to Hardly Creativity. So today we are going to learn the second chapter of chemistry, that is acid, bases and salt. Before that, I really want to say this and I want to motivate you guys by saying this. The struggle you are in today is developing the strength you need for tomorrow. So that means that whatever you're doing today, for example, if you're studying right now and you are actually struggling to study and you don't really like studying but you're trying your best, then that means you're strengthening your foundation for tomorrow, and that need is really good, and which will develop your future too. So welcome to Heartly Creativity. Here you'll learn everything, you'll learn every single unit. Okay, so from NCERT, that's CBSE. So let's start with acid, bases and salts. So okay, this chapter is really kind of easy. So I'll tell you. So acid and bases and salts. Okay, when I talk about acid, bases and salts, what comes in your mind? Yes, something like acidic, which is dangerous, which is bases, which is basic, I guess, and salts. Yes, we eat salts, we eat salt every day. Yes, it's from that itself. We are going to relate that into our studies too. So we are going to understand the environment, and science is about environment. So let's start studying. So acid, base and salts in easy way, and I'm gonna go line by line. Okay guys, I'm gonna go line by line, and which will be cool. So yes, let's start studying the introduction. See, introduction 1, acid, bases and salts. So when I talk about acid, bases and salts, it is the chapter 2. So let's start studying acid, bases and salts. So you have learned in your previous classes that the sour and bitter taste of food are due to acids and bases. So the sourness and bitterness is because of acids as well as bases. Now when I talk about sour, what are they talking about sour right now? They're talking about acids. Now bitter, that means that bitterness is from bases. So first point we understood, first line understood. First line means sour is bitter in taste. Sour is acid in taste. So acid is sour in taste, and bases, they are bitter in taste. Okay, so we recall that bitter taste bases taste bitter, acid taste sour. Okay, so respectively present in them. So you know this respectively, that means, see, from here I'll tell you, you have learned in your previous classes that the sour, from there underline, the sour and bitter taste of food are due to acids and bases. So acid and bases respectively means acid is for sour and bases is for bitter. So present in them. If someone in the family is suffering from a problem of acidity after overeating, yes, after overeating you get what? Acidity. Overeating can cause acidity also. So what do your mother actually suggest, or any person from your family who suggests you, you may be having a doctor with you or something like that, you might have seen that when you have acidity you don't drink lemon juice. Why don't you drink lemon juice or vinegar? I'll tell you why. So lemon juice and vinegar is acidic, so that means acidity is caused due to acid content. So acid content can even more cause acidity. So lemon juice and vinegar, they both are acid, they contain acid. So if you drink this acid or vinegar, lemon or juice or vinegar, they will form more acidity in your stomach. So you need baking soda solution. Why do we need baking soda solution? Because baking soda solution is basic in nature. Which property do you think of while choosing the remedy? So yeah, which property do you think of while choosing the remedy? Surely you must have known your knowledge about the ability of acids and bases to nullify each other's effect. So when I talk about nullify, nullify means neutralization. But before, as you know, I can understand that you don't understand what's neutralization. No need, no problem. As I said before, that you need to neutralize your stomach. I'm not saying that, but I'll say right now. Lemon juice is acid and baking soda is basic. So when you mix both, you will form neutralization. Neutralization is nothing but when you dilute these two things. Okay, that means, yes, I think you have understood that when you dilute it, that time your basic and acid becomes neutralized. That means they come in the correct quantity and they get neutralized, and which is actually nullify each other. So as I said before, from that line you understood that which property did you think of while choosing the remedy. We chose the baking soda solution. Surely you must have known your knowledge about the ability of acids and bases to nullify each other. That means to neutralize acids and bases. Recall how we tasted sour and bitter substance without tasting them. Okay, in 7th you have learned that sour and bitter substances, sour is acidic, bitter is basic. Okay, when I say acidic, sour is acidic, why do we say without tasting them? Okay, before that, there's something known as litmus paper we use in our day-to-day life. But before that, let me tell you, turmeric, it is a natural indicator. What is this natural indicator I'm talking about? Okay, no problem, I'll tell you. So natural indicator is actually litmus and turmeric. So natural indicator is nothing but which is obtained from the nature. So what is this indicator they're talking about? So indicator is nothing but to understand whether a substance is basic or acidic. Guys, see here. You cannot drink. I mean like some acid you cannot drink or you cannot touch because they are very, very dangerous. So how do you understand they are acid or basic? Okay, so in that we use something known as indicators. Indicators can be litmus. Litmus is it is a natural indicator. It is actually derived from lichens, and lichens is nothing but it is from fungi and algae. So remember that litmus is actually from fungi and algae. So whereas bases are bitter and change the color to red to blue. Okay, before that let me talk about, yes, you already know that acids are sour in taste. Yes, we understood that, and change the color blue, litmus to red. Okay, to tell this, I'll tell you a very easy way to remember it. Blue to red. See, so that means acid is red. Okay, acid is dangerous, so just remember that red is the color for acid. That's dangerous one. Whereas bases are bitter, so base and bitter, and change the color of the red litmus to blue. So that means bases are always blue. If you are given blue litmus paper, then B basis, which is blue, red is acidic. Okay, so litmus is a natural indicator. As I said, turmeric is another such indicator. Have you noticed that a stain of curry on a white cloth becomes reddish brown when soaked, which is basic in nature? So turmeric is acidic in nature, and which is actually mixed up with the basic. So what happens? There's a red color formed over them. So which is basic in nature is scrubbed on it. It turns yellow again when the cloth is washed with plenty of water. First it turns to red, then when you wash it with water, it will become yellow. You can also use synthetic indicators such as methyl orange and phenolphthalein to test for acids and base. Synthetic indicator is also used, natural indicator is also used, and synthetic indicators are also used, such as methyl orange and phenolphthalein. In this chapter, we'll study the reaction of acids and base, how acids and bases cancel out each other's effect, and many more interesting things that we use and see in our day-to-day life. So here these are the questions we're going to learn in the next chapter, next video. Before that, I'll tell you so how acids and bases cancel out each other's effect, that will be taught. Many more interesting things that we use, that will also be taught. Now let's recall what we learned from one paragraph. So we understood acid, base and salt is the chapter, and what is acids? They are derived from Latin word acidus. So acidus is nothing but salt. So Latin word क्या है? Acidus. और example क्या है? Lemon. So yes, example is lemon. It's any citrus fruit. It can be anything. Okay, and they have H plus ions. H plus ions means they have cations, not anions. They have cations. So remember that acids are, very positive. Okay, H ions, and acids are divided into natural acid, which is organic acid, and mineral acid, which is inorganic acid. Now when we talk about bases, now we'll understand bases. They are also called alkali. We'll talk about alkali in the next classes. Bitter in taste and soapy in nature. So as you know that when you take the soap or anything, it's slippery, right? Yes, it is slippery, soapy in nature, and they have OH minus ions. So they are anions. Example is soap, water, and baking soda. As I said before, baking soda is used. So yes, thank you guys for watching, and signing off. Heartily creativity.